Rori.
I'm Carmen.
And welcome back to Rori and Carmen, our channel.
You sound like a game show host. It's really cute.
So we want to bring you something a little more intimate and a way for you to get to know us better. Because at the end of the day, we're here to entertain you, but also to support you and make you feel a little more yourself.
That was really nice.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you little wordsmith. So today I'm going to be doing my coming out story, and then soon enough you'll hear Rory's coming out story. So should I start at the beginning?
No, start at the end.
Everything turns out great is where
That's it. That's all you need to know.
So I dated guys for most of my life. Stop.
Just kidding, totally cool.
I dated a couple really nice guys and then a couple really not so nice guys. And so yeah, up until I guess I was 25, I had been just only dating guys, and that was like my life. So I was at New York Fashion Week, and just had like kind of a crazy evening. Ended up making out with a girl, and it just like kind of set me in a tailspin. Like I didn't know what was happening, and we kind of ended up like having a little thing for like a couple days and just like making out. It was like purely innocent, really fun. She's a really sweet girl. And so it like had me freaking out. And I was lucky to have two really good friends who were lesbians that I immediately called, and I was like, what does this mean?
It means you're part of a super cool exclusive club.
That's all you're gonna do all videos, just like, Yeah, so I called my friends, and they were basically like, do you like girls? And I didn't really know, so they said, okay, just try going on one date and see how you feel. Because if you go on the date and you don't like it, then you're not gonna date girls. So
all girls are defined by one girl.
No, I know. It's basically like if there's any kind of like spark that you feel to be on a date with a woman, then like that is something you should explore. Or if you get there and you're like, just kidding, not into it, then like maybe it was specific to that one girl. I was kind of freaked out. I didn't really tell anyone at that point. I think I told my roommate maybe. As any young 20-something looking to get into the dating game would do.
Of any sexual preference.
Yeah, I downloaded Tinder and I got on OkCupid. Because I didn't know how to meet girls, honestly. I basically didn't meet that many people that I was interested in, got asked for a lot of threesomes. Turned them all down.
Look at her. I get it.
Stupid. And then got messaged by this girl wearing bright neon in her picture.
Was I?
Yes.
Oh.
And
look how far I've come. No color at all.
Basically, what ended up happening is I met Rori. We started dating. It kind of really complicated my life in a lot of ways. It was nice because it kind of gave me validation that I did want to date a girl. So there was obviously something more to my sexuality than just being straight. From that point on, I've identified as bisexual, but no one knew other than Rori and my roommate, so, and a couple of friends. So I had to start telling my family, and that was really...
She chose to.
Oh, yeah.
I very much, you'll hear my coming out story, but I in no way was pushing her. I was encouraging her to talk about it when she was ready, to talk about it when it felt comfortable and safe for her to talk about it. I was just making sure that she knew that I supported her no matter what, and, you know, to go at her own pace. Also, bear in mind, my family and I are very close. I live in LA. I have one brother here. I have a brother sort of back home, and then my parents are back home in Ohio. So yeah, it's very hard for me to not tell them the truth. It was very hard to keep anything hidden from them, so I knew pretty quickly that I needed to tell them. So I think it was like a month into dating. Yeah.
like around a month into dating. At this point, like I wanted to tell them two things, which is I'm dating this person that I really care about already, but also like I'm bisexual and like that's something you should maybe know about me. I started with my mom, and I was back in New York for some other work trip. I don't know.
We've tried to figure it out.
I don't know what it was.
Who's to say?
I knew I wanted to tell her, and she was in Ohio. I knew I couldn't tell her face to face, but I didn't want to do it over the phone. So I literally did the worst thing possible, but it was the kind of thing like I knew I needed to say. Like every time I would talk to her, it would feel like it was just like rising to right here, and then it would just like gulp it back down. Like I didn't know how to say it. And then finally, like I woke up one morning, I was in New York, staying at my friend Juliet's apartment, and I had to tell her. So I asked her to get on video chat. Mind you, she was at work. The worst thing, so terrible. I can't believe I did this.
Keep in mind, when we told her mom we were filming this video, she got so excited she wanted to be in the video and recreate the experience.
I got her on video chat. She's like in her office at work. She shuts the door. And I'm like, I have to tell you something. She's like freaking out. Her first thought would, I'm sure, have been like, oh, okay, you're pregnant. Joke's on her. I told her that I was dating someone. I think I said I'm dating a girl, and she was just like, what? Because I was 26, 25, almost, no, at this point I was 26, and this had never come up. So she was super like nice, like, okay, that's a shock. I need to process this. And I was feeling like I did it. I told her, I feel great. And she was just like kind of reeling because I told her at work, which I don't know why I did it. It was purely out of like fear and the fact that I'd gone 26 years without ever having to do something that difficult. She was supportive, but she at first was very shocked. Like we're absolutely best friends, and she was just sort of like, oh, I feel like you've been, like I know everything about you, so how is it possible that I wouldn't know this? Which was very hard for me to kind of hear, and then I think it was hard for us to like navigate our relationship moving forward from that place. Then I told my dad, and he's the kind of dad that like literally if I like killed someone and I called him and I'm like, hey dad, I fucked up, he'd be like, whatever you need. Like he would be there, he would do anything, he would like be on my side no matter what, and he was just like, okay, like great, I still love you, like that's great. I hope she treats you well, and I hope she's like really nice to you. So yeah, Jared Bear was super supportive from like day one. So then I told both my brothers separately. They both had different reactions.
Yeah.
One was sort of like, this isn't a big deal, which we've kind of since talked about, because for me it was a very big deal, but kind of his standpoint was, you have a very supportive family, you're very lucky, this is not that huge. But he was mad that I had lied to him for a month, and I'd been pretty secretive for that month, so I get it. But what then my other brother said when I told him was like completely changed the way I looked at this whole process. Because I kind of said, you know, I'd wanted this kind of reaction, and I wanted for mom to say this and for whatever. And he was just sort of like, give it the first 30 days. Don't judge anyone's reaction. Just let them have their reaction.
He said that.
Yeah, just like let that be what it is. Don't read into it. Don't take it personally. No one's saying they hate you. No one's being super unsupportive. They're just like dealing with it. Don't judge it for 30 days and then see how you feel after that, which is pretty much exactly what we did. Inevitably, everyone was super supportive. It really wasn't easy. I didn't necessarily do it in a way that I would recommend, but I also think that coming out later in life is really, it's very jarring for people because they have all these expectations of the life that you're gonna lead and what your life is gonna look like, and they're really attached to that, and they have to kind of detach from that and understand that your sexuality may look different than what they think, and that's okay. Certainly, I wish it weren't the case that we just assume that everyone is straight always. I think I wish that I'd known that this was an option.
I mean, she still has to come out all the time.
I come out every day.
Yeah, people she works with, people well, I mean, not we interact with together because
Right. Stone cold lesbian.
people can tell.
But yeah, it's an everyday thing, and it's always sort of one of those things people are like, wait, what? And then you have to sort of say, my girlfriend, and they're like,
Not like
your gal pal?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, she's not my roommate, she's not, yeah. So coming out is never, in my life, like, it's never over. I do it all the time. To me, the most important people that I told did take it really, really well. They were super supportive, and I think the best advice I got throughout the whole thing was don't judge anyone's reaction immediately. Like, don't, just because they didn't whip out like a rainbow flag and start dancing and throw a parade for you, doesn't mean that they're not supportive. It means that they're adjusting, they're taking things in, they are being as supportive as they can be.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really incredible. She has had, you know, from my perspective, a really wonderful coming out process.
Yeah.
And
Like, I couldn't have asked for like anything better. Like,
short of a parade.
if
Pressed, her parents would throw.
yeah, that's true, actually.
Yeah, so I'll say her coming out process from my end of things was amazing. Her family was super supportive. Her friends were wonderful.
Yeah.
And she was able to just stay in this very compassionate, loving, like, space where she was able to be vulnerable meaning strong, not weak, and really show a side of herself and allow people to get to know her just a little bit better.
Which I think is what coming out is all about. As it goes on, it gets less scary. As my life goes on, I think the more people I tell, like saying, oh, my girlfriend, and then people are like, wait, what? And then you say it one more time, you say my girlfriend, and then they get it. And I think for me it's important because I think that it's very easy to hide that part of your life, but we're lucky that it's 2016. We live in a time where you can be proud and you can be open, and I can be affectionate where we live. I know it's not the same everywhere, but we're very lucky to live in LA and be able to be lovey-dovey and happy. So
That was a cute
it's a
shot.
lovey-dovey.
All this to say, to okay being whoever you are, whatever you are, we support it. We're all about it. Keep doing more of it.
Yeah. So this was my coming out story. We're going to share Rory's coming out story in a couple weeks. It's a doozy, so get excited. If you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed. We post videos every Thursday. So, so yeah, leave us a comment if you want to talk about something in this video, if you had any feelings.
Strong feelings, weak feelings, flatline feelings.
Any of them. Hit us with it. That's it for this week.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for sticking in here. I'm sure this is going to be a really long video. I have a lot to say.
We don't want to apologize for anything.
No. I have feelings, you know? I have feelings. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.
See you never.